Welcome to this week's Movie Math, where Hollywood continued to insist nothing's wrong, despite the bruises all over the weekend box office. There was massive hemorrhaging across the board, and while traditionally there are never any new releases the weekend after Thanksgiving, the old releases failed to get any significant traction. The result was a frame down 17% from 2013. But surely, the studios protested, you can't expect us to have a Catching Fire and a Frozen every year. Well, yes, but it's worth noting you do have a Mockingjay Part 1 and a Big Hero 6. So what were the actual numbers, and were there any silver linings to this dark, dark cloud? Let's discuss. Number one, of course, was still Mockingjay Part 1, falling around 60% in its third weekend. It's no Catching Fire, but for 2014 it will do. About to sail past the Lego Movie and Captain America the Winter Soldier on the list of top 10 box office hits for the year, stateside. Should Guardians of the Galaxy be worried? Worldwide, it just popped into the top 10, as did Interstellar, by the way. All is not lost, Nolanites. By the way, speaking of beleaguered films, Exodus Gods and Kings opened overseas, and so far the whitewashing isn't washing away its box office prospects. Mexico, Spain, and South Korea all flocked to the film, but perhaps because those nationalities don't have a horse in this race. Elsewhere in the top 10, this time DreamWorks Animation wasn't saved by word of mouth, as Penguins of Madagascar dropped almost 60% in its second weekend. How to Train Your Dragon 2 dropped about 50% in its second weekend, but typically, DreamWorks Animation flicks drop only somewhere in the 30s their second weekend. This new trend is only going to further agitate Jeffrey Katzenberg's relationship with Wall Street and any potential investors still in the mix. It looks bad. Horrible Bosses 2 also dropped big time, but then so did Big Hero 6 and Interstellar, all falling in the high 40s or 50s. Even The Theory of Everything, a hot ticket last weekend, fell almost 50% despite adding 24 more theaters. Interestingly, the lowest drops were for Birdman and Gone Girl, the gift that keeps on giving for Fincher, Affleck, and Fox. Fox also released The Pyramid, blinking at the last moment and going from a wide release to limited. The result was a 9th place debut. Poor Dennis O'Hare, he didn't even have a chance. But The Pyramid was nothing but a speck of sand in Fox's eye, as it's finishing up an incredibly strong year, and on the eve of releasing two big holiday picks, Exodus Gods and Kings and Night at the Museum 3. The only other new movie to hit theaters this weekend, also in limited release, was Reese Witherspoon's Wild. Opening in just 21 theaters, the awards hopeful got a mild yet at least not embarrassing per theater average of 30,000. Nightcrawler also upped its theater count again, trying to take advantage of the slow weekend as well as some awards buzz in the indie circuit. The result was a surge of about 30%, but still not enough to get back into the top 10. In fact, the image of Jake Gyllenhaal going in the opposite direction on the weight scale for his upcoming flick Southpaw got more attention over the weekend than Nightcrawler. This is how body issues get developed, people. First you love them thin, now you love them toned, but you never love them at the box office. As for this coming weekend, Exodus Gods and Kings will surely top the box office, unless people take a stand, while Top 5 looks to do big business in a semi-wide release of just under 1,000 theaters. Plus, Inherent Vice finally hits theaters, where Paul Thomas Anderson and Joaquin Phoenix fans hope to prove wrong all the critics who panned the film on the festival circuit. That's going to make for a lot of disappointed art lovers coming out of 5 theaters this weekend. And that's the weekend box office. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.